Let's talk about the post office scandal, and without further ado, I want to introduce you to one of the post office's ace investigators who appeared at the inquiry yesterday, and he's still a post office investigator. You judge just how brilliant Stephen Bradshaw is. Take it away, Stevie.
It would appear that through not being given any knowledge from the top downwards, that if any bugs, errors or defects was there, is not being cascaded down from Fujitsu, the Post Office Board, down to our level as the investigation manager.
So it's your evidence that because you didn't receive any information about bugs, errors and defects from somebody higher above you in the post office, you don't have any reflections on that?
I would see the Horizon system. I have no reason to suspect at the time that there was anything wrong with the Horizon system because we've not been told.
You had been told by your equals that there was a growing body of cases, but that in itself was not sufficient for you to question the reliability of the Horizon system?
Because I'm not technically minded with that. I would expect that to come from the people above. If there was an issue, I would expect Fujitsu to inform the Post Office.
But hold on a minute. He was investigating people, and surely those people were saying to him, computers messing up. And he says, well, I'm not technically minded, not my fault. But when you hear some of the ways he's spoken about the people he was investigating, I mean, apparently he used language such as including calling a woman a beep.
Well, yeah, we can say it. You know, we're all grown-ups. He was accused of regularly calling sub-postmistresses bitches. When one of them said, you know, I'm so struggling to run this post office and deal with your inquiries, he said, get up earlier then. And they are accused of, he denies this, but behaving like mafia men, terrorising people. And when the chairman of the inquiry, I think his name is Sir Win Williams, he said, do you think it's appropriate for people from the post office to tell sub-postmasters that you'll get a special deal, you'll get kind treatment, as long as you don't blame the Horizon computer system for your problems, because, of course, that was responsible. He said, do you think that's appropriate? And he went, what, probably not. And that person, you know, who, frankly, I'm going to be frank here, he came across as an utter moron. Yeah. He is still a post office investigator. Get rid of him now if I were you.
Well, I mean, unbelievable. One postmaster, Afsar Saeed, wrote a letter complaining about this guy when he carried out his pretty hideous investigation, saying that he had unbearable attitude, harassment and victimisation. He accused the investigator of threatening to call the police if Mr Saeed didn't consent to a search of his house. And then apparently this investigator tried to put words into his mouth that he stole the money. It sounds to me like this horrible little ne'er-do-well is just a bully boy who very much enjoyed going around trying to prosecute these people.
And you can see why this scandal unfolded. If Stephen Bradshaw is the calibre of investigators that the Post Office employ, unbelievable. Meanwhile, the Post Office legal manager at the time said, well, you know, because of it's sort of Horizon, but we better grit our teeth and carry on prosecuting people to try and sweep the Horizon problem under the carpet. Stephen Bradshaw investigated 9 sub-postmasters and sub-postmistresses, and he said, I never once heard that there was any problem with the Horizon computer system. Well, why were you offering them a deal, a nice deal, as long as they agreed not to criticise the Horizon computer system? It's pretty obvious. So have a look at what that guy said under oath on the stand and make your own decisions. But the fact that he's still employed as a post office investigator pretty much sums up the post office. I think we should disband the post office and set up a new organisation. This is a scandal from which it can never emerge, if you ask me. Right, let's move on.